Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. The blue metal building in Buford Park, known as the Ag Workers Building, is being removed, and the iron skeleton of the building is being moved to the City of Sulphur Springs Service Center.
The Ag Workers lease was up. They decided to vacate the building, and honestly, the building was in pretty bad shape, so we've decided to take it down. The iron skeleton of the building was in good shape, and so we're keeping that. And we're actually moving it out to the service center. It'll be out behind the service center. We'll put some more sheet metal on it, and we will store all of our water and sewer parts that we're staging for our water and sewer projects, because those are expensive parts, and exposure to the weather can degrade them. So it's in the process of being moved. Is it done?
I don't know. The steel was still sticking up yesterday.
It's getting close to done.
And that big old 40-foot roll-off dumpster still sitting there.
And one of the benefits of moving that as well, if I'm sure you know, we've added the pavilion at Buford Park, and without the building, the park goers, people using the pavilion, will have an unobstructed view of Peavine Pinion Pond, which is just a beautiful little pond. And so I think it improves the park, and it helps us meet another need across town. I think it's a win-win.
So you're not going to put another structure up there?
No, we're going to remove the slab and plant some grass.
Martin Springs resident John Wilburn has announced his candidacy for Hopkins County Precinct 2 Commissioner. The 51-year-old has lived in Precinct 2 in the Martin Springs community all his life. From September of 2004 until 2012, he worked in the Bridge and Road Department at Precinct 2. He said the experience made him aware of the day-to-day operations and that he knows the importance of all organizations working together. It is his desire to see the county working cooperatively with the city, all fire departments, sheriff department, tax office, hospital district, and all school districts. He states the condition of roads in Precinct 2 is a #1 priority for the people. This will not be an easy problem to solve, he states, but that because of the present budget. He says if he is elected, he will quickly and cost-effectively try to improve those conditions, to keep taxes at a minimum, to work within a conservative balanced budget, and he will seek to put funding back into Hopkins County. Wilburn stated the office of Commissioner 2 should be one of transparency. He said he will listen to the needs of the community and seek ways to solve the problem. If elected as commissioner, he says he will not avoid phone calls and will welcome calls any time, day or night, to better the community. Wilburn is the son of James and Elfleda Grimes Wilburn, both deceased. They were lifetime residents of Hopkins County. A 1983 graduate of Sulphur Springs High School, he entered the dairy and custom hay baling business, where he worked until 2004. Currently, he is employed by Wilburn Milk Company with Ballard Drivers. His wife, Lisa White Wilburn, a native of Hopkins County, grew up in Riley Springs and the Dyke communities. She's a graduate of Sulphur Springs High School and served as an educator in the Sulphur Springs Independent School District for 18 years. In 2016, she became a science teacher at Como-Picton Consolidated Independent School District. To aid traffic flow at the Hillcrest State Highway 19 and I-30 intersection, TxDOT has added signage directing traffic onto the interstate access roads. Traffic flow in the area continues to reflect the failure of drivers to read signs, and they're following GPS voice commands that lead them astray.
There is a chess, homeschool, book fair, and open house this Saturday to be held at Central Baptist Church between 10 and 3. What is chess? It is Christian homeschool education of Sulphur Springs. And one of the board members and a homeschool mom, Tammy Reardon, is here to tell us more about it.
It's Christian Homeschool Educators of Sulphur Springs.
Okay. So you have some kids you're homeschooling.
I do. I have 2 teenagers that all are in high school, and I've been homeschooling for about 6 years, but we've been part of chess. This is our 2nd year as part of chess.
If I remember right, you guys moved to Hopkins County not long ago.
Yes, about a year and a half from San Diego, California.
Well, there's so many differences between here and San Diego, I'm sure.
Yes.
But as far as just homeschooling, is there lots of support there?
Once you're part of a group, I was part of a group in San Diego as well that had very similar activities there as well. Here with chess, we found the group to have sports, which was something new that our group did in San Diego.
Really?
So we were very excited about that because both my kids like to be active in sports.
So your impression of the Sulphur Springs chess group is very positive.
Very positive. Everyone's been very welcoming. There's plenty of activities. There's families and activities for every ages of kids. Sometimes we do moms get together so we can kind of get some mom time without kids being around, and fun family activities. It's been really a blessing.
How wonderful to hear. Well, you're doing something that's sort of an outreach thing too, and it's this Saturday.
It is. It is this Saturday from 10 to 3 at Central Baptist Church. We are doing a homeschool and book fair. We're going to be having a lot of our activities there, so there'll be a table there telling you about our athletics. So there'll be basketball, volleyball. We have a fishing team, looking to maybe even add a few other things. There'll be a robotics table. There will be used curriculum as well as new curriculum, and there'll be a table for College Plus, which is a college. One of the colleges that you can step into. A lot of homeschool families step into that. And there'll also be some workshops there as well, one at 1 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to have somebody coming in to talk about speech and debate. And that's something that's pretty popular with the homeschool community.
So you want to have a speech and debate coach?
They're looking to just let people know, see what the interest is here.
Okay.
And we've had some interest and some families saying that they would help get that started, but we need to see how much interest it is, there is for our group.
Okay. Well, you're our speaker today because you're not only a homeschool mom, you are on the board of directors.
I am. I just was nominated to be on the board this last year, and I'm in charge of activities, so planning field trips and family activities and things like that. We have an all brand new board this year, and with our 4 members, and Shelley Turner is our president.
Okay.
And Jamie Fennig is our secretary, and she's also in charge of our website.
Okay.
And Kelsey Menard is our treasurer.
Well, I see on a notice that Shelley Turner sent out to the media that there's different types of curriculums that chess is associated with.
Yes, well, there's a ton of curriculum that we can choose from as homeschool families. We will have a few of them there at our fair, BJU being one of them. But there's a ton of different curriculum for our families to choose from.
What is BJU?
It is a curriculum that is, I believe Shelley's a little bit more I haven't used it, but Shelley does use it for her kids, and it has a lot of information. It has, I think, for everything. It covers everything.
Okay.
You can order it, and it has your math and history and writing and all that kind of good stuff in
So the
there.
different curriculum just maybe appeal to a different style of teaching.
Correct. And it depends on how your child learns.
Right.
And what works best for you. So there's a ton to choose from.
That is part of the freedom that chess allows and homeschooling allows for our children.
Yes.
So the event this Saturday is for anyone who is homeschooling and maybe those who are considering it?
Anyone that has maybe even thought that they might want to homeschool. There'll be a lot of homeschool moms there, families, even dads, and some of the children will also have a snack bar and things like that. But it'll be a great time for if someone, has ever thought, well, maybe I want to homeschool. There's a lot of people to talk to that have been doing it for a while or brand new, or those that have been in public school. Those have done different private schools and homeschooled. So there'd be a great source of information if you're considering it, or if you're new to the area and looking for a group to connect with, or if you've been homeschooling forever and just looking to see, need some new curriculum and meet up with other families.
It's a great support group. Well, I know of one family, at least one family, and so the grandmother is a retired teacher, and so the parents of her grandchild said, why don't you homeschool her? And it is blessing the child's life, and it's blessing the grandmother's life. It
is great, and we use everybody's talents. We have just starting again this year is a co-op class day that we're going to have, and different parents have signed up to what their their strengths are, their talents are, their interests are, and going to be having a class day. So there's classes, it's a half day of the kids going to different classes, going with another parent, and not just being at home. So they'll be in a classroom setting.
Tell me what a typical day would be like for a homeschool parent.
Well, I think it really depends on the family. All of them
Sure.
are going to be a little different. For us, is we live on a farm, so our farm chores start, and then our class day starts. My kids are pretty independent. There's not a lot of stuff that we do together because they're at different levels at this time. But there's a few things we do, and they do school, and typically early afternoon, we're pretty much done for the day. And then we go on to, my daughter plays volleyball with Chess, and so we've got practices, and my son is on the fishing team, and so he does a lot of practicing with fishing as much as he can.
How interesting.
It's really fun. Like I said, we have a lot of just even teen activities that we do, so just the teenagers can get together. And we also do things that are just for the full family. Sometimes they'll even be just activities for young children as well.
And how many homeschool kids do you think there are in Hopkins County? Is there any
I'm
way to
finding
know?
more and more, and it's surrounding areas. We have families as far as Quitman and Klondike and Pecan Gap. We've got them all surrounding, and we all support each other. We did do a prom this last year, and we connect with some of the other homeschool communities. So it was in Greenville, so we joined the group in Greenville and did a big prom together. There were a lot of kids there, probably close to 100, if not more.
How fascinating. Well, I'm still interested in going back to the day-to-day thing. And so they do their class time, possibly working independently with
Yes.
assignments they already have.
Correct.
They're on the computer. Do you see their final work? Is it graded by you? Is it graded by the curriculum that you choose?
It depends on the curriculum you choose. Some of them are on the computer, and so it's going to be correcting it as they go. And while I will be, overseeing it, and they keep the score, the grades for us, as well as some of them I will be correcting and keeping score and keeping track of what they do, and keeping their grades so that they're ready for a transcript, know when they're ready to move on, or if they need to repeat it. It's very much working together with the kids. The kids know when they need help, or I oversee when they need help. It just really depends on their personality. Some kids are more independent. Some kids need a little bit more one-on-one with learning it, and it's going to school all over again for the parents, for sure.
Well, I would say because almost all of us have a classroom setting as our background, and it's hard to imagine. So if you've taken some online college courses or some online continuing education courses for your work or something like that, it might be something similar?
Something similar to that, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's definitely, like I said, relearning some things and having to dig back into when you were in high school or when you were in school to teach it and look at it a little bit differently.
Well, one of the parts of your fair this coming Saturday, between 10 and 3, did you say?
Yes, at Central Baptist.
Central Baptist Church, over by the park here in Sulphur Springs, is a workshop called Organizing Your Homeschool Year. So how would that help maybe new parents or those who want to kind of reset?
They're going to be showing you how to have it organized. Sometimes it's hard to jump in, and especially if you're brand new, not knowing what you need to do or where the resources are, or it's scary. It's scary. My kids were once in public school, and we switched over to homeschooling for various reasons, and it's scary. It's scary when you're used to sending your kid and they kind of plan it all out for you. This is going to help you what you need to find. It's really not as scary as you think at first, especially when you get part of a community and you have a ton of help. And like I said, everybody has different ideas and different things that have worked for them. So there'll be somebody there that's going to connect with you and have the same struggles that you do. And being able to organize and see how your day should be and what you need to purchase or what you can borrow or what you can find, resources you can find online. There's just for the homeschool community, there's just so many resources, a lot of which are free online.
Great.
And able to find different ways and tricks and things like that of finding curriculum that works.
Well, you'll be able to share that with them.
Yes, we are very excited about this workshop and the fair. Like I said, we will have a snack bar, and there's going to be there will be a table there that's going to go over what our co-op is, and again our athletics, any of our other activities, as well as used and new curriculum.
Well, it sounds fascinating, and probably some parents, that their children are already grown, might wish they had been able to homeschool back in their day. I have to ask one quick thing, though. Mm-hmm. How do you know, and is it all based on the program that you choose, how do you know that your child, let's say, has passed 6th grade and is ready to go to 7th grade?
Well, that's an interesting question, because if you ask a homeschool child what grade are they in, they're going to say, well, it depends on what subject you're talking about.
Okay.
Because it really depends on them. And a lot of curriculum has testing that you can do, and it'll tell you where your kid needs to be. And that's the great thing about homeschooling, is you get to be where your kid is. It's not everything's in 6th grade curriculum. They might be in 8th grade in math and 6th grade in writing and different things. So you just kind of are able to go where your child is and work with them where they need more help and where they can flourish and continue. You don't have to stop them at any point.
And one last question is, how do all these years of homeschooling come together to yield a diploma that is an accepted diploma anywhere they would go to college?
Yes, it is. It is. We have our transcripts. In fact, my son has been doing dual credit with College Plus, so they've been doing a little bit of both, where it's high school credit and college credit all at the same time.
It just sounds wonderful.
It is, and it enables the kids to find their interest and do other things on top of schooling and really find what their gifts are. It's really a great thing. And we can find more information. We do have a website. It's www.chess-tx for Texas.org.
Okay, and Chess is CHESS.
Correct.
Christian Homeschooling
Educators of Sulphur Springs.
Okay, with your fair and workshops this coming Saturday.
Yes.
And is there a cost?
There is not a cost. There will be at the snack bar, but that's it.
Okay, all right. And Tammy, before we close, you jumped right into this when you got to Hopkins County and became a board member as well. There's something else major that you do in your life besides farming, and that has to do with those who are more in our elderly community.
Yes, I am the program director for Terrific Tuesdays here in Sulphur Springs, and I program enables families who are helping take care of their parents or a spouse that has any memory loss, get a day of a break so they can go do their shopping or just read a book and have some peace and quiet. And while we keep them active and doing fun activities, and we do exercise, we have a trainer from Snap Fitness that shows up and does workout with us every day, every Tuesday.
Well, thank you for all your information, and we will look forward to Saturday's fair.
Yeah, we're looking forward. Hopefully we see a lot of people come and join us.
Thank you.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
Thursday marked the end of week number 5 of the Edge Conditioning Program. 20 workouts have been done. There's one more week of 4 workouts to go. Wildcats football offensive coordinator Matt Young said week 5 started off really strong, but attitudes dropped off a little bit on Thursday. He called Thursday one of the slowest moving days he's seen at the Edge. Coach Young blamed the heat and the fact that it was day 20. He said some athletes were still working hard, but he added that he could see some of the younger athletes and some of the bigger guys struggling a little bit with their intensity levels. Still, Coach Young said athletes were improving and making progress. And numbers were not bad Thursday, as 70 attended. Coach Young said it was not unusual to be under 60 at this point in the Edge. He said he would like to see more from the sophomore class. Coach Young did have kudos for the senior class. He called them probably the best attending senior class since he's been here. Coach Young said that they had really invested in the program, and he said, as a rule, when the senior class commits like this, the football team has a good season. Coach Young said that he senses a buzz around the Edge that this season could be something special. He said it makes him more optimistic about the coming season. Coach Young notes that last year's team made the playoffs, and he said they lost 2 games right at the end of the game. He said if the team can flip those 2 games and pick up another win or 2, the team's season record could be very improved. Coach Young said that the team had a lot of returners, and he added the team is healthy. One more week of the Edge continues, and Coach Young said that older players would be running drills outside next week on days when coaches were involved with football camp inside the multipurpose building.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.